brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
It's game day, and it's feeling like football weather out there. I'll let you know your game-winning forecast coming up.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, a big tradition for Bulldog and Gamecock fans about to take a break. We'll give you a look at the festivities and those details. Plus, from the Carolinas to New York City, one woman's journey to the Broadway stage and how she's helping other inspiring artists. And later, the elementary school custodian who went from cleaning the classrooms to teaching in them. Details as your favorite weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, good morning, sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see you. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Coverage you can count on begins with an annual tradition here in the CSRA. UGA and South Carolina fans gather for the Border Bash, but you'll be taking a break next year. Nikita Dennis leads us off today.
Georgia Bulldogs! It's a big tradition for Georgia South Carolina fans, just a day before the big game.
This is our first time here. We're looking to have a great time. Got my son and his best friend Kevin, and we're going to check out the festivities and see what's going on.
The 30th annual Border Bash at SRP Park opened the gates to Bulldogs and Gamecocks fans, kicking off one of the biggest rivalry weekends in college football.
I'm from South Carolina, he's from Georgia. I got stationed down here, but we're good friends, so it's a friendly rivalry.
One time he left that hat over at my house. We couldn't have that. Tried to give it back to him.
With plenty of food, live music, and vendors, fans had a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, so we're really excited to come out tonight, help celebrate. We heard it's going to be the last game in the next 3 years, so we're super happy to be here. We have stores in South Carolina and also in Georgia, so we're very excited. Can't really choose a side, unfortunately, but we're happy with any outcome today.
In May, the SEC announced a new realignment plan that puts a pause on the annual game next year, which means no Border Bash will take place. But fans say the celebration must go on.
Festive people are going to find a way to be festive. We'll see what happens.
In North Augusta, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
And nearly 2,000 people in our area are in better hands thanks to strangers who rolled up their sleeves and participated in Shepherd Community Blood Center's Donation Domination. The week-long blood drive pitted fans of the Bulldogs against the South Carolina Gamecocks to see who would donate the most blood. The competition wrapped up Friday evening. The Dogs dominated 1,466 to 466. Shepherd says, of course, the real winners in the competition are the local patients who receive this blood over the next few days. The South Carolina Attorney General's office has responded to Alec Murdaugh's request for a new murder trial amid allegations of jury tampering. The 5-page response, the Attorney General's office claims that Murdaugh's request is, quote, procedurally defective, saying that Murdaugh is required to provide relevant information such as how he became aware of the alleged jury tampering, but that Murdaugh failed to do so. The AG's office is requesting the appellate court dismiss the motion and grant Murdaugh 10 days to correct the procedural defect and disclose when and how he first learned of the alleged tampering. Attorney General Wilson agreed that the jury tampering is a serious claim and noted that an objective investigation by SLED is ongoing. Should the case move forward, the AG's office urges Judge Clifton Newman to, quote, consider the credibility of the claims in light of the significant factual disputes which undermine the credibility of the claims. Closer to home, if you're downtown today and you hear loud booming, don't worry, it's not thunder. Today at 10 o'clock at St. Paul's Episcopal Church, downtown Augusta, members of the Sons of the American Revolution from across the region will come together to celebrate Constitution Day 2023 by laying wreaths at the grave of William Few. He's one of 2 original signers of the U.S. Constitution at the Constitutional Convention from Georgia. During Constitution Day ceremonies, reenactors will also commemorate the first siege of Augusta, which took place over 5 days between September 14th through 18th, 1780. This year marks the 243rd anniversary of the siege. The 42nd Annual Arts in the Heart of Augusta Festival continues today in downtown Augusta. The 3-day event celebrates artists and performers from all over the world. New this year will be the Author's Tent, where writers will sign books that are available at the Book Tavern. And also new, the return of Germany and Vietnam to the global food vendors. That event today from 11 till 9 and Sunday from 11 till 6. Badges are $15 per person. That could be online or at the gate. Children 10 and younger, free to get in. Meteorologist Sherry Sheely joins us now with a quick check the forecast. So it's going to be a great day, Sherry.
It's going to be terrific.
Yes.
Like textbook, fantastic
I love
fall,
it.
like all the good stuff today. But looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, let's look go to our north a little bit. Topsail Beach, North Carolina. Look at that beautiful sunrise, but check out the waves. So even just in North Carolina, the waves are definitely seeing some effects from post-tropical storm Lee. So even though Lee is way up to our north, moving towards Nova Scotia, we have rip current warnings all down the east coast and small craft advisories. So we're seeing effects of that even in our neck of the woods, even though we're having no direct, impact from it. But just keep that in mind. Big picture though, looking all good through our area. There's that cold front that came through this week that's given us this nice break from the heat and a little taste of fall. It is 60 degrees right now in Augusta, 62 in Charleston, 54 in Wilmington. So feeling very nice this morning. And also, I'm sure you've noticed it's been less humid, which feels even better. So your planner for today looking great in the 70s this morning, by lunchtime in those upper 70s, and topping off in the lower 80s for today with a mix of sun and clouds. So it is Arts in the Heart this weekend. So your weekend forecast for that again today is great. Some sunshine, some clouds, 80s. But then for Sunday, you're going to need your rain gear as we're tracking showers and storms moving in for the latter part of the weekend. So I'll go through what you can expect for your Saturday and Sunday, and we'll take a deeper dive into what's going on in the tropics coming up in your full forecast. Back to you, Sean.
Sounds good to me, Sherry. Thank you. Living her dream on Broadway, Tania Brandon credits the people who nurtured her talent along the way. John Lee tells us why her stage presence gives teens a roadmap to New York City.
Cornelius, North Carolina is 618 miles from New York City.
All right, guys, let's get to work.
Broadway might seem like light years away,
Out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
but Denitra Oates of Precision Dance Center, aka Miss T, gets performers ready for the long haul.
I think some of them are actually ready, honestly.
Both legs up in your second.
Mia Jeter wants to go far.
I think everything is about dreaming big and being the best you can be.
One of her role models is Tania Brandon, one of Miss T's former students.
With the 3Ds that she taught me, dedication, determination, and discipline, I said, okay, I'm just gonna go for it.
Tania stars in the Tony Award-winning Some Like It Hot on Broadway. Her previous credits include The Lion King and Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Performing is the one place where I feel safest. It is the one place where I feel seen. And it is the one place where I can storytell.
It doesn't matter what she's doing, she's excited. That energy is just coming out of her pores.
Her enthusiasm was apparent even during this virtual performance.
I'm here in the field with my feet on the ground and my face in the air, waiting for life to begin. Especially in quarantine.
She grew up in Charlotte. In high school, her talent wowed audiences in productions like Damn Yankees.
A little talent, a little brains with an emphasis on the former.
Brandon won the title of Miss Queen City 2013 and was a musical theater major at Catawba College.
Let me fly. If I wanted to do this, I had to do it big. I wanted to do it on the highest level that I could, and Broadway was that.
Tania reunited with some of her biggest mentors via Zoom, Barbara Mager and Denitra Oates.
So I owe all of my dance training and performance pizzazz to Miss T.
Mager was Brandon's theater teacher at Butler High.
She was a fearless teacher that led with some tough love, and I owe my theater career to her. She was the first person to tell me that theater was something that I could do.
Ain't it just great? Ain't it just great?
I wanted her to see the big picture of what else she could do. And she has not proven me wrong.
And so I just thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your village. And I love you.
I love you. Okay. Miss T's coming to the show next week.
Oh, great. Oh, you will be amazed. You'll be so proud.
I'm super excited.
Tania gives students back home a blueprint for success.
And I talked to her about what she's been doing, and she's encouraged me to continue my path.
Her encouragement makes Broadway feel more within reach than ever.
Just go for it. Just go for it. There's no, I don't believe there's any such thing as failure. Every misstep is just a lesson, and you pick yourself up and you just keep moving forward.
Leap is about going up, not going out.
And just go for it. That was John Lee reporting for us. A sea of pink and green set to take over Aiken next week. Yolanda Copeland joins us to talk about the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority Big Cluster 6 meeting.
Child Trap in Sight, Tuesday on Good Morning Augusta.
Welcome to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. We offer new and used appliances, and we service what we sell. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the top brands and lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Everyone is ready. Pepper Ace Hardware.
It's a great time to get your lawn in shape with a new mower from Davis Appliance and Furniture. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is holding its 2023 South Atlantic Region Cluster 6 meeting this month in Graniteville, South Carolina. And joining me today is Cluster Coordinator Yolanda Copeland. Ms. Yolanda, thank you for joining me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem. So let me make sure I have it correct. It's going to be September 22nd, 23rd over at the USC Aiken Convocation Center in Graniteville.
That is correct. We are so excited about being there in Aiken for our Alpha Kappa Alpha Cluster 6 meeting.
Okay, before we get into what the meeting will entail, tell me why you wanted to be an AKA.
I would love to tell you the reason why I want to be a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, because the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority has been a mentor to me all throughout my life, and because my mother is a member of this great sisterhood. That is one of the reasons, the many reasons that I chose to become a member. We provide service in the community, and we are mentors to a lot of children. So that was my first impression of Alpha Kappa Alpha, more before I got to the college campus.
Yeah, and we have some great ladies here who work here, are a part of the sisterhood as well.
Yes, you do. Our awesome Ms. Dee Griffin and Nikita Dennis are members of this great sorority.
Yeah, so tell us about this cluster meeting. What's the goals and focus of these meetings?
The goal and focus of having our Cluster 6 meeting is because we want to be able to have workshops so that we can be able to set our goals to provide more service in the community. This meeting is concentrating on the 17 chapters graduate chapters in Georgia and South Carolina.
Yeah.
And 12 undergraduate chapters.
Wow, okay. Sounds good to me. So this event is pretty much getting the sisters together and just kind of working on themselves and kind of building that camaraderie.
That is exactly right. We're bonding our sisterhood greater so that we can learn more, so we can be out there more in the community to be an impact to the members in the community.
Yeah, so the past couple of years, you guys brought a lot of money into our area.
Absolutely. Whenever Alpha Kappa Alpha comes into any city, we provide an economic impact. We're in the hotels, and we are in the restaurants. So we're going to be able to provide a huge economic impact for any city that we're coming into.
For you, Miss Yolanda, what are you looking forward to?
I am mostly looking forward to having a community, having a bonding with my sorority sisters, and also so that our regional director, the Honorable Tiffany Moore Russell, will be able to meet the sorority sisters in the Georgia and South Carolina area.
Yeah, any other big names coming out to the cluster meeting?
Absolutely. We have our former regional directors that are coming out, Mrs. Vertel Middleton, as well as on Friday, that's our big event. On Friday, we're having unveiling of a legacy bench on the campus of Augusta Tech for one of our great leaders, Mrs. Ella Springs Jones, who is known in the Augusta community. And we wanted to make sure that we honor her with the legacy bench that is going to be permanently located on the campus of Augusta Tech. So our regional director is going to be there to do that unveiling, as well as Ms. Vertel Middleton. We're so excited.
So if any young ladies want to become a part of the sorority, do you guys have a website or anything like that so you can get more information?
We absolutely do. Please make sure that any young lady who wants to become a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, first they have to remember we always have scholastic abilities. So we want to make sure that you have a GPA of 2.5. You provide community service. And we ask them to make sure that they look on our website, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority's national website.
So there's more questions I want to ask you. So what's up with the pinky? And there's a certain sound that Nikita Dennis said that other people who are not in the sorority should not make that sound because it's copyrighted. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and Nikita Dennis is correct. Our pinky is trademarked so that only members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is able to do it, as well as our sound. That is only for members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority incorporated.
Well, are you going to give us that sound on air?
I will not give you that sound on air.
Oh my goodness.
But if you come to any major Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority event, you may hear that only when we are out having fun. When we are doing our service, it's all about business.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. And we'll be right back.
The Red Lines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
Wow, get ready for the fall season at Carolina Pottery. Decorate on a budget with great deals on a full selection of fall and Halloween decor, including pumpkins, flowers, ribbons, flags, and more. Visit carolinapottery.com or a store near you.
MemoryNet at gamemorynet.org.
Looking for fabulous fall decor for your home and outdoor spaces? Carolina Pottery has everything you need for the season, all at unbeatable prices. Signs, pillows, wreaths, home accents, you name it, we've got it. Visit carolinapottery.com or a store near you.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
We've got a beautiful start to what is going to be a fantastic day, and you can see we've got a beautiful sunrise to start off with on our Skyview cam, thanks to our friends at Terry Lambert Hyundai outside of Television Park. We've got the sunshine and just a few clouds out there. And talk about the temperature, 60 degrees, so it is feeling very great. Love these cool, crisp mornings. I hope you do too. But in low-lying areas, we do have some issue with fog, so visibility down to 6 miles here in Augusta. Looking out across the nation, look at these temperatures. So all across the board, looking good. 60 here in Augusta, 72 in Jacksonville, 54 in Raleigh, and up in New England, we've got those 50s and 60s as well. So looking real good all across the nation. Satellite and radar, we can see got a lot going on here. So here we have post-tropical storm Lee, and even though it is well to our north, check it out. There are rip current statements and small craft advisories all along the East Coast. So that just shows how great the storm is, even though it's not a direct hit or anywhere near our neck of the woods, still feeling effects from it down here and all along the East Coast. So let's take a look at the tropics as it's the peak of the season and it's a lot going on. So there we have Lee. We'll get more to that in a minute. We have Tropical Storm Margot. Right now it's looking like it's hitting some areas of cooler temperatures and also some shear. So weakening is expected for Margot. We also have Tropical Depression 15 that we're keeping an eye on, and another tropical wave that has a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. So more on Lee. So right now it is a post-tropical cyclone Lee, and it is expected to make landfall in Nova Scotia later on today. So even though it's post-tropical, it's still producing hurricane status winds. So that's why we're having all those effects all down the East Coast. So definitely keep in mind, our folks to the Northeast and New England and into Canada, But again, no direct impacts for us unless you're heading to the beach. Coming back to home, our farmers forecast looking good. So over this last week, we picked up a good bit of rain. So all the concerns with the drought are now gone, which is great news for us. But today, we're not going to pick up any rain. So nice fall, sunny day for us. And we've got over 50 inches of rain for the year. So no rain for today, but tomorrow that's going to be a different story. We're looking at a 70% chance of rain. So going to need that rain gear for your Sunday, but then a nice dry stretch following that rainy day. So let's look at our futurecast. So for your Saturday, just a mix of sun and clouds there. As we move through the day, we've got that high pressure system that's going to give us this beautiful day with a mix of sun and clouds. But as we move through the evening hours, notice this stalled front starts to show up and move towards our neck of the woods and pushes in early Sunday morning. Don't be surprised if you're in our northwestern counties, might hear some rumbles of thunder as we see some showers and storms start to fire up in that neck of the woods in the early morning hours. And as that weak low pressure system moves overhead, we'll see showers and storms throughout the day on your Sunday, and then it will push off and we're back to clear skies and sunshine for the rest of the week. So for your pool planners, we're wrapping up this end of summer and squeezing in those last days by the pool. It's a great day for it. Again, mix of sun and clouds and temperatures in those lower 80s. So feeling very nice for us. For your weekend as a whole, Saturday is definitely the game-winning day as it's going to be very nice. Lower humidity, which is my favorite, low 80s, then overnight, nice cool night in the 50s. But then for your Sunday, that's when we'll have rain and storms return to the forecast. Temps still good, but just expect some rain, but nothing severe in the forecast. So as we look at that 10-day, again, beautiful day for your Saturday, rain coming in Sunday, but then we have this nice long stretch of beautiful weather, below average temps, and fall officially begins this time next week.
And I love when you say below average.
Below average.
Alrighty, well, thank you. When wireless earbuds become an unexpected side dish, what's trending is next.
It's time to celebrate. Touchdown! This is Milton Cruden to the Browns.
Why, baby, that completely. Hey, y'all, time to take a look at what's trending. So Sherry, check this out. Some Apple customers are accidentally swallowing their AirPod headphones. A woman went on TikTok and she went viral when she shared a story about running into a friend on a walk. She took an AirPod out of one ear to hear more clearly. So in the middle of the conversation, she decided to take her vitamins and then accidentally popped the AirPod into her mouth instead. So she thought the pills were just stuck, so she forced them down with extra water, not realizing until moments later she swallowed the AirPod. Others also reported a similar story by accidentally eating them. One woman said the advice from doctors, just allow it to pass naturally.
We've got to do better, people. We cannot be the greatest country in the world and we're swallowing AirPods and laundry detergent. We got to do better. There's no excuse for that.
Well, now she has a Bluetooth stomach.
Oh. They can always track her. We're talking about tracking devices. Just swallow your AirPods.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do.
That's all. Yeah, but why would you take your vitamins while you were talking to a friend? I probably would have waited to do that.
Yeah.
I think she just wanted to go viral anyway.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart. There you go. Well, coming up on Good Morning Augusta, United Auto Workers continue to strike. What the president is saying about it, that's coming up. But first, let's head to New York, where Gio Benitez is standing by with a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America. Good morning, Gio.
And good morning. So good to see you on this Sunday. Coming up here on GMA, millions on alert for post-tropical cyclone Lee on the move and producing tropical storm force winds in New England. States of emergency declared in Massachusetts and Maine. Of course, we have team coverage on the ground across New England. More on the major threats coming up here. And historic strike in Michigan. Thousands of auto workers taking to the picket lines for the second straight day. More on their negotiations with the three big automakers, the reaction from the White House, and what the president is now saying. And it is game time in Colorado. We are live on the ground ahead of the showdown between Colorado and Colorado State. We'll have that big matchup coming up. That's all coming up right here on GMA.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
And it's 7:33. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Sean Cabbage Stock. Today begins day 2 of the unprecedented United Auto Workers strike against all 3 of the top U.S. automakers. Despite weeks of negotiations, their contract expiring Thursday. Here's Allison Cossack.
Members of the United Auto Workers now on strike for the first time against all of the big 3 U.S. car makers at the same time.
Without us, you wouldn't have these cars out on the road.
The union asking for a 40% pay increase over the next 4 years, a return to pension plans, better retiree health care, and cost of living adjustments. Ford and GM offering a 20% wage increase.
The billionaire class has been taking everything, and the working class has been left scraping, paycheck to paycheck, just trying to survive. It's time to put an end to that class war.
Ford announcing Friday it's laying off 600 workers, saying it's a consequence of the strike at the Michigan Assembly Plant's final assembly and paint departments because the components built by these 600 employees use materials that must be E-coded for protection. GM's CEO, Mary Barra, who is also on the board of directors at the Walt Disney Company, the parent company of ABC News, saying her company is facing tough competition as it transitions to electric vehicles.
Everybody has to understand the profits that General Motors makes, we reinvest in the business, we reinvest in our people to put new products, because having products that people want to buy is the way that we keep all of our assembly plants running.
A Stellantis spokesperson adds they are disappointed with the UAW's decision to strike and will take steps to protect their North American operations and the company. President Biden, a longtime labor ally, calling on the automakers to share more wealth with the workers.
Record corporate profits, which they have, should be shared by record contracts for the UAW. And just as we're building an economy of the future, we need labor agreements for the future.
Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
And Sherry, these temperatures look like we have an early fall.
Yes, a little taste of fall this weekend.
Is it going to stay that way? That's the question.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
So it is September, so we're almost to fall. We got one more week, but also with September is peak hurricane season. So let's take a look at our Terry Limerick Hyundai Skyview Cam in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Check out those waves. They are pretty wicked looking there, but it doesn't seem to bother these beachgoers as they are very active walking the beach, and they all have on, looks like hoodies, so it must feel pretty cool up there right now. Big picture as we can see along the East Coast, even though now post-tropical cyclone Lee is right off of the coast of New England heading towards Nova Scotia. We have small craft advisories and rip current statements all along the East Coast, even affecting our coastline. So unless you're heading to the beach or unless you're a surfer, nothing to be concerned with there. Temperature-wise, we are 60 here in Augusta, 62 in Charleston, 72 in Jacksonville, and in the 50s in North Carolina along the coast. But here for your day planner, it's just going to be a terrific day. Nice taste of fall with temperatures in the 70s this morning and only warming into those lower 80s with a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. So I'll go over what you can expect for your Saturday and the changes coming on Sunday, and we'll talk more on the tropics coming up. Back to you, Sean.
All right, Sherry, thank you. The elementary school custodian with a lesson for all of us. Here's David Muir.
In Hewitt, Texas, just outside Waco, proof it is never too late to follow your dreams. Isabel Navarro has been an elementary school custodian for 10 years. But there was something Isabel always wanted to do. Ever since she was a little girl, she imagined herself being a teacher. She wasn't able to finish school because she started working at a young age to help her parents. All these years later, while working full-time as a custodian, she also went back to school at night to get her GED. Look at Isabel, her cap and gown, surrounded by family, graduating. She's now been hired as a teacher's assistant at the very school she's been a custodian at for a decade. And right here tonight,
Hi, David.
Isabel, the proud new teacher's assistant.
I want to show myself that never is too late to keep learning, and how to show everybody that you still can do this.
And what do her students want to tell us about Miss Isabel?
Hi, Mr. David!
8-year-old Ivan.
Miss Isabel is great.
6-year-old Wyatt.
Miss Isabel, it's awesome!
With the flashcards and the letters.
E.
Joining us tonight, too,
Hey, David. Welcome to Spring Valley Elementary.
Spring Valley Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Cappy Edwards.
Now we get to see her thrive in the classroom, and it's just a dream come true for all of us.
And tonight, Miss Isabel is already looking forward to going back to school again, this time college. She plans to become a full-time teacher.
Goodbye, David.
And we have an important recall to tell you about before you do any yard work this morning. We have those details.
The live day.
Honda is recalling more than 400,000 lawnmower and pressure washer engines due to injury risk. The camshaft in the engine may have been improperly manufactured and can cause the starter rope to quickly retract when pulled. 7 injuries have been reported so far. There have also been more than 2,000 reports of camshaft failures. They were sold from May of last year to June of this year. Sherry has another check of your forecast next.
The Greater Augusta
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Right, baby, that quick.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Saturday morning to you, and it is going to be a great day weather-wise as we're starting off with this beautiful sunrise outside of Doctor's Hospital on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Not many clouds in the sky there, just lots of sunshine and fabulous temperatures. So a nice cool morning with temps in those 60s. Some might have even saw some upper 50s earlier this morning. Visibility do have some issues here in Augusta, especially in low-lying areas, down to 6 miles per hour and, 6 miles of visibility. Also got some issues in Barnwell County down to 9, Allendale and Sylvania down to 6 and 7 alike. So just keep that in mind as you head out this morning. So big picture, let's look at the satellite and radar. So here is now post-tropical cyclone Lee, and notice it is well to our north, nowhere near our neck of the woods, but all down the east coast there are small craft advisories and also a rip current statement in the blue. Is kind of hard to see, that's along our coastline. So if you're heading to the beach, not great swimming conditions, but great if you're a surfer, and expect some strong waves there. So we do have a lot going on in the tropics. So here's Lee. We'll get more to that in a minute. We have Tropical Storm Margot, which right now is going through some cooler temperatures and increasing shear. So looking to weaken there. No effects, nothing to be concerned with there. We do have Tropical Depression 15, and also an area of interest that has a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. But right now, all eyes on Lee as it tracks towards Nova Scotia, looking to make landfall later on today. And right now, it is post-tropical cyclone status, but still producing hurricane force winds. So definitely thinking about our friends in the northeast and into Canada as that tracks that way. Our farmers forecast looking great back at home with all the rain we've got. No issues with drought all across the board. Great news for our farmers and gardeners and everyone alike, as we've got over 50 inches of rain for the year, but no rain for today. Going to be nice and dry, just a perfect taste of fall day. But tomorrow is a whole nother story. Going to need that rain gear handy before we dry out for the rest of the week. So let's take a look at our futurecast. So for your Saturday, just a mix of sun and clouds there. We've got high pressure to our east. It's going to give us more clear skies than not, but we have some clouds in there throughout the day. Just a great Saturday. Get out there and enjoy it. But as we move into Sunday, we have a weak low pressure system, and that front that was kind of stagnant and stationary is now moving towards our neck of the woods. So early Sunday morning, expect some showers, possibly some rumbles of thunder to our northwestern counties, and that rain and storms will continue throughout the day on Sunday before it pushes offshore and we dry out for the next several days. So for your weekend forecast, to sum it up, Saturday looking great, very nice, low humidity, sunshine and clouds. But then for your Sunday, kind of a whole different story with a collection of rain and storms, but still some nice temperatures for us to enjoy. So for your 10-day forecast, great Saturday, rainy Sunday, but then we dry out, continue those below average temps for the next several days with mostly sunny skies. That's your forecast, and we'll be right back.
Miracle Infinity of JBTractor.com.
Welcome to the Saturday morning edition of Football Friday Night. I'm Brendan. He's Graham. We'll show you a little bit of what we had in Week 5. Aquinas, Harlan, Game came down to the wire the last few seasons, and it was another shootout on Friday night. Opening drive for Harlem, Ethan Evangelista to his brother Elijah Evangelista picks up first down. But the big story here, Aquinas already without Clark Jackson, and star linebacker Wesley Michelson leaves the game in an air cast, down in a lot of pain. Hope he gets back soon. All the best, for that young man. A few plays later, Jacorius Boyd punches it in from short, and a 7-0 Bulldogs. Aquinas doesn't wait long to answer, though. Jim Franklin hits Buddy Roquer, who had a big night for the Irish. Nifty footwork to stay in bounds, coming back inside the middle. 45-yard gain inside the red zone. Irish would settle for a Grant Miller field goal. It's a 7-3. Bulldogs back to the air. Evangelista, all kinds of time, finds Jaden Futrell over the middle of the sophomore, taking him inside the 15. Same drive, Evangelista. Kid is just a playmaker. Going to avoid the sack. Directing traffic. Roll left, finds Davis Kamen in the back of the end zone for the tip drill touchdown. 14-3 Bulldogs. Second quarter, after a bunch of Buddy Roquer catches, Irish inside the 10. Franklin swings it to Christian Cates, and the sophomore hits the pylon for 6. Extra point, no good. It's 14-9. Irish recovered a fumble to get the ball back. James Leonard wants to go for it on 4th and goal. And Franklin takes the snap, but immediately, remember this young man, the junior linebacker Baylor Davis, a rising star, gets the sack. Evangelista changed the play at the line after the turnover on downs. He wants to go deep, and he does. And Keandre Williams, what a catch. Take a look at that one. That set up a screen for Dyson Maddox, and he's got nothing but blockers and turf in front of him. Harlan makes it 21-9. And Keandre Williams wasn't done. I was busy talking to Rodney Holder, getting ready to leave. About 10 seconds left, and Keandre Williams, all he did was run the kickoff back for a touchdown. Yeah, I didn't get it like I should have. Right, and Evangelista in the second half would seal it here, a 50-yard touchdown run. Aquinas never gave up. Harlan wins at 47-42. Here's Mark Brewer.
Yeah, it's always tight when we play Aquinas. We always know it's going to be a battle, always going to be a close game. We managed to come out on top tonight. We're grateful. The message at halftime was simply to finish. And we haven't done it the past 2 weeks, and tonight we did. It was exciting.
Aquinas at Greenbrier next week. Harlem gets a bye.
So from Bulldog Stadium to the Peach Field, Strom Thurmond taking on Evans tonight. Was picked up in the third. Rebels leading 18-7, and they got a 3rd and 1. And Blocker takes the handoff. Michael Blocker goes in for the score. Rebels would go for 2, and Quan Edmond would just a pass to Demarius Tolan, and you said a little bit ago, that's a little foot pass, one of our top plays. On to the 4th quarter now. Rebels driving again, and Quan Edmond hits Braylon Staley, who fakes out defenders and goes down to the 4. Looks like a video game. Next play, it's Chris Barnes going in from 4 yards out, and it's 33-7, and that would be the final. A dominating performance by the Rebels. Here's head coach Andrew Lane.
Yeah, our guys had a good week of practice. They took a lot of pride in playing to our standard, and we executed really well in all 3 phases of the game. Our guys take a lot of pride in playing defense and strong third. Blue Steel defense has been around here for a long time, and our guys take a lot of pride in holding that standard, and they played really well tonight.
Strom Thurmond will go to North Augusta next week. Evans at Grovetown.
For sure. All right, everything is on the sports page at WJBF.com. We'll see you for week 6.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right, fellas, thank you. Coming up at 9 o'clock on Good Morning Augusta. It's a growing scam and is draining the bank accounts of victims. How you can protect yourself from smishing. That's coming up after Good Morning America.
Children first, no matter where you are.
It's Sherry, great weather for that big football game.
Yes, so it's going to be a great Saturday, less humidity, temps in the 80s, lots of sunshine. But then Sunday, going to need that rain gear handy as we're tracking showers and storms for the second part of your weekend.
But still going to be below average though, right?
Yes,
so
below
I'll take
average.
it.
Yes, nice little taste of fall before it gets here officially next weekend.
I love it. Well, y'all, thank you for joining us. We're back at 9 o'clock. Come on back, you hear?